At Trinity Health System, we have a profound respect and awe for all creation. We are motivated by the words of Christ to be his hands and heart to those in need. Our doctors, nurses, and staff are driven by selfless performance, combining our expertise with the technology to bridge the gap to healthier communities. Healthcare isn't just about healing, it's about human dignity. Trinity Health System, inspired by faith, serving you with distinction.
All right, got another edition of the Star Sportscast. I'm Matthew Peaslee, joined by Mike Mathison. I'm going to start off with the Star Sportscast by recapping last week's action first. And, Mike, just want to remind you that macaroni and cheese is the best side dish at a Thanksgiving dinner table. Macaroni and cheese, sometimes you get a little bit of corn, but I know you like the broccoli casserole.
Well, I like the broccoli casserole. You know, the only time I eat green beans is the green bean casserole.
Right, okay, that's it.
I don't mind the broccoli casserole. Mm-hmm. I do like the stuffing.
I'm a
big stuffing fan. So the best part, though, is I'm not sure you can put enough. You can't put too much butter in mashed potatoes.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, but I like to form like a volcano of butter and
a volcano of butter. I like
and
that.
Gravy. Both together.
Star Sportscast. Begin.
We're recapping last week's action. Is what we were doing.
Recap the football game.
A volcano of butter. I like that.
So next Thursday, make sure you dig out a little hole there and just pour it on top,
outstanding.
And Mount Vesuvius will
the Mount Vesuvius
rise from
gravy.
Please begin the Star Sportscast.
Then you have the gravy boat that could flow down the lava. Yeah.
Now, does your food can your food touch?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm good with that. Aaron can't do that.
Oh, Aaron can't do that?
Nope.
Food can't touch?
Nope. It's fine with me. But she'll put up a wall between the vegetables and the sauces.
Have a moat? She have a moat.
All right, here we go. There we go.
He was so shocked by that.
He was.
He had no idea it was coming.
Can you please text me a picture of her Thanksgiving dinner plate so I can see Okay.
I'll do side by side to show you how mine differs from hers.
Tweet it. So everybody tweet on HSDT.
Sure.
So everybody
that's a good idea.
This is how our marriage works.
Let's begin.
We're talking about marriage right now.
I'm trying to save our marriage.
He's not going to cut that out either.
No, he's not. You think he's on vacation or something. Oh, okay. Wow. Let's see. Ohio Division 4 Region 15 championship game. Steubenville Big Red 11-1 against Shelby. The Whippets, not Devo.
Whippet good.
Not that Whippet.
Kent State grad, somebody in the Devo group. Went to Kent State.
Did not know that. Wow.
I don't know who or why, but they wore those hats.
Yes, yes. So that's not that Whippet, but Whippets looks like a Greyhound Whippets. Shelby is 11-1. They defeated who they beat. They beat Philo last week after beating Carroll Bloom Carroll. Steubenville Big Red knocked off Johnstown Monroe last week after beating Virginia Creek in week 1. Shelby is led by quarterback Brennan Armstrong, Jr., 6'2", 220, left-handed quarterback, 118 for 195, 2,068 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Leading the running game is Devon Shorty Brooks, 218 carries, 2,236 yards, 36 touchdowns. Wow. Carter Brooks, 40 catches. Carter Brooks, 44 for 755 touchdowns. Brady Hill, 25 for 562, 2 touchdowns. And Hunter Edner, 27 for 516 and 6 touchdowns, which means, first of all, this team is way more balanced offensively than Johnstown Monroe.
Sure. Yeah, and the defense of Big Red obviously was able to shut down Johnstown Monroe pretty early and often last week. Big Red's offense has been pretty balanced too.
Yeah, they are very. This is probably the most balanced team that Shelby's faced also.
Yeah, Davis has been throwing the ball over 200 yards. Same with the running game. And they're getting different players the ball too. Obviously, Jacob Bernard's a solid runner, but Davis is spreading it out. I know
Davis is spreading out to Cheyenne Petaway, to Charles Reeves, Nicky Scott. So they've gotten around. They did a really good job last week. The fact that they took care of business with a 91-yard run by Jake Bernard, followed by a 91-yard pass from Javon Davis to Pookie Petaway, followed by a 27-yard run by Jake Bernard after recovering a fumble. So Big Red quickly was 21-0, and it's hard for 21-0 teams that all they do is run the ball. It's just hard to come back.
Oh, yeah. And they ended up getting one on the board, but really that game was pretty much in hand.
Yeah, it was with a minute left in the game. So defensively for Shelby, Ty Hoffman has 112 tackles, Derek Rose, 100 tackles, 13 sacks, Carter Brooks, 72 tackles, Devin Williams, 61. Big Red, I'll give props to Cody Workman, the quarterback from Johnstown. He kept them in it. He did everything in his power to keep drives going, to keep plays going, because Big Red was all over him early. He got punished a few times, don't get me wrong, but, man, that kid, props for him for what he did, making Big Red kids miss sometimes.
He's a workman.
Oh, he does yeoman's work. Yes, he does.
Yeah, always.
So, Big Red, it's a team Big Red and Shelby had never played each other. And the the coach of the Shelby Whippets, he was on, the last time they made it this far was 1998, and he was on the team.
Wow.
Yeah. So, a lot of, and it's going to be a nice chess match. There's no two ways about that. It's going to be a really good chess match.
And no better place for this game.
Massillon's Paul Brown
Love
Tiger
that place.
Stadium.
Yeah.
The Mecca of high school.
Sure is.
It's a great place to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're playing there. I'm really glad they're playing because with the way OHSA does it, the lower team on the bracket is the visiting team, and for the first three games, actually the last two regional games, the semifinals and finals, they don't care who's the higher seed. It's whoever's on what part of the bracket is home or away. And so Big Red gets the away side this week. And you need a big enough stadium to host the Big Red crowd who's going to be there. And I'm not Madison would be it.
Yeah, it's big on both sides. So
yes,
even if Shelby hasn't been here for a while, I'm sure they're going to want to bring a big crowd down.
Especially to Madison.
Not too far of a drive for them, I don't believe. So should be a great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere. Get there early. The people of Dover did a wonderful job last week. Wonderful job at getting people in and out. Yeah, well done.
Good.
We're High picked up a nice 29-27 victory over Steubenville. I was down watching that game. And two-point stands late in the game. Did it the first time, got called for defensive holding, then did it a second time. And they were down 21-7 early after a pick six and not really a scoop and score. The ball was caught out of the midair and scored for a touchdown. And then Weir High's defense pretty much took care of business for the next 2.5 quarters. They didn't let Steubenville do much of anything at all. Well, they've taken on a Fairmont Senior, number 5 Fairmont Senior, 1:30 Saturday at East West Stadium, a rematch of a Week 7 game in which Fairmont Senior defeated Weir High 20-3.
Yeah. It's kind of a different weird team, even though they are without Cody Henrietti and some of the other guys still banged up, but they might just have a renewed sense of power here. Weir.
No, I agree with you.
They had their backs against the wall early in that game against Steubenville, had to fight back for that one, and that's kind of what they had to do losing to Brooke. They had to get their act together, straighten up to win that game at Steubenville, so even though they are without one of their better players, it's still going to be probably a better matchup this time around than in the regular season.
It's going to be a good one. Fairmont Senior's coming off an easy win last week. I forget who they played. But they are led by the Stills brothers, Dante Stills, junior, 6'4", 270, number 55. Darius Stills, his older brother, is a senior, 6'3", 280, WVU commit.
Yeah, I think they both are. Dante
also?
Yep.
So it'll also be for the best defensive ends in the state, as Weir High will counter that with Jared Allen and Tyler Komorowski. And they were all over Steubenville quarterback Chance Brown last week. That poor kid just got, Jake Abbott leads the Fairmont Senior offense. He's 90 of 142 for 13 touchdowns, 6 picks. He for 1,315 yards. He's also ran the ball for 928 yards and another 18 touchdowns. That gives him 31 touchdowns. Bryson Gilbert is their leading runner, 83 runs for 810. He's also caught 24 balls for 387, combined 18 touchdowns. And he the first time they played, October 7th, he broke away for a 67-yard touchdown run and a 55-yard touchdown run. And last week, they beat Hubert. They beat Herbert Hoover last week, 48-27. Bryson Gilbert, 12 carries, 210 yards.
It was all those guys against one guy.
Yes.
Herbert
Hoover.
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
The vacuum cleaner guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe whatever number president he was.
Yeah.
Or was that Herbert Hoover? Was he
was
a president?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Then there's the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome
Okay, I gotcha.
in Minnesota. Yeah.
Where they no longer serve Thanksgiving dinner. Let's see who else we got. Michael Toothman, leading receiver, 30 catches for 376, 3 scores. Talon Miller, 17 for 293, 4 scores. Big Red's going to obviously count with Jake Bernard, Pookie, Charles Reeves. Jonathan Workman did a really nice job the last couple of weeks coming in late and getting stuff out of the backfield. I'm not sure Shelby's faced a defense quite like Big Red.
Yeah, because they've really haven't outside of that Akron St. Vincent St. Mary game, nobody's really
Dover gave him fits sometimes.
So, yes. But Big Red's battle tested. I think they know what they're going to expect. But it should still be a great match either way.
Yeah, here's what I don't think will happen. But you got a Shelby team in their first Final Four. I mean, their first regional championship game that these kids have ever been in Massillon.
Yeah. And Big Red's been there the past 4 years.
Right.
In this, and they've played at the Shoe. They've played crosstown in Canton.
Right. They've played a lot of big games. So that's one thing that Big Red kids have going for them. They've been in this position.
Plus, I think they're used to that all year long. This is the goal for Big Red.
Right.
And they're here.
Right.
So they just need to win.
Obviously, the last thing they're going to do is overlook Shelby, considering how many yards and points Shelby has put up throughout the season. I mean, you don't do that by accident.
Yeah.
You just don't.
It's a good chance. Maybe we'll be 2-0. Come back next week. Prepared for a Thanksgiving dinner, which we haven't really talked about too much yet.
No.
What we're
well,
planning for Thanksgiving.
every football team wants to practice on Thanksgiving Day because that means they're still in the playoffs, correct?
Yeah.
So what would they have for Thanksgiving dinner that night?
Gatorade and power bars.
I think they'd have lots of turkey. Lots of turkey. Because they're going to practice the next morning anyway, snow or not.
Just don't want the tryptophan to kick in.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I wonder if they like yams, sweet potatoes, marshmallows.
Yeah. And tryptophan.
Tryptophan. How about a turducken? Anybody got a turducken? Good luck to the Red Riders. Good luck to Sumo Big Red this week.
Happy holidays.
Yes. And your turducken.
All right.
Anybody had a turducken?
What is it?
Turkey in a duck in a chicken. A chicken and a duck inside a turkey. A turducken.
I'd do that.
I'd do that too.
Thank you, gentlemen.
His face was the best.
Well,
the best.
First he was surprised that I was leading it.
Exactly.
He probably thought that I was going to take it out of your hands and go smoothly into football, but then I turned.